Hi y'all, how we doing? We are out here on Dam Road along Lake Conway, getting a bunch of footage out here with the environmental team that's collecting spills, samples, and just going to take y'all around a bit. This seems to be pretty interesting.
I thought maybe it was, because this thing was not moving. Yeah, I think that is a decoy duck.
Is that a decoy?
Yeah.
That guy?
Yeah, we were thrown off. We're like, that thing looks paralyzed.
Yeah.
Be the only duck left on the lake when this is all done.
Man, olive oil was, oh, it felt so good, dude.
Olive oil, that's the name of the duck, right?
That's what we named her, yeah. She was covered and she was exhausted. She kept diving under the water to get away. She apparently has a nest of eggs. They're all dead and she sat on them with oil because of the forest.
Oh my.
But we got her, and she got into wildlife rescue guy's car. He put her in a box, and he said she'll get cleaned up. So I don't know what that means. I'm crossing my fingers that it's not some crazy pound bullshit where they're just gonna do something awful to her.
Yeah. Well, and tar sands is a whole nother animal as far as cleaning it off. We talked to some students that were out here the first day, and they were describing what it was like to try to clean up the animals, and they were specifically looking at the skin of the animals, which is much more inflamed and red, and that is definitely a sign of the more highly corrosive nature of tar sands. So it's really unfortunate to see that you see what it's doing firsthand to the skin, contact with it.
Absolutely.
We got shitty masks, that'll work.
No, this'll work okay.
Alright. Alright.
These are better for longer stuff.
I'm just going to leave this here and come back for it.
He's on the phone. We need to get going.
Oh, that was our people. Running? Oh, okay, let's go. Mask. Let's go. Alright, so guy on the airboat, Exxon worker, on the phone now, possibly calling the police. So heads up for that. Let people know we need eyes on. Out here with an environmental team collecting samples. Can you help me put this on? That's actually a thick one. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, these aren't bad. All right, just putting Jack's mask on real quick so he don't get tar sand sick.
Big hole right there.
Alright, so just so y'all get a good look at this, it says danger. It doesn't say stop or caution. Just danger, that red tape. Alright, so we're back on the other side of the tape now. Have y'all collected some samples here already? Alright, so have we.
We've got a couple. Everybody says it's danger.
What do they say?
Nothing. I would rather we just walk around this.
Yeah.
Circle around them, like go the long way around them.
Yeah, I see where the barrier is, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright, we're in for a walk. Roll.
Hi, Chris. We miss you. Say hi to Chris, baby.
Hi, Chris. Love you.
Just so y'all are aware and comfortable, we do a live broadcast.
Yeah, we know.
All right.
We're good.
All right. It also provides eyes on for anybody watching if we get arrested or anything crazy happens, which is a good safety net to have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at
Y'all get
this.
arrested at the White House for the big protest?
The
Climate rally?
Yeah.
No, we
No.
were there streaming it. We weren't part of the civil disobedience, so watch out for that.
All right, so we're trying to skirt this danger caution tape thing. There's a lot of workers out here, a lot of security. With an environmental team from one of these colleges right now. The rest of our team went to that community meeting So we split up so we didn't have to miss it, which is good. So y'all were saying there's a meeting tonight. Were you not referring to the one at 4?
I'm referring to the one at 4.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, we gotta get going here shortly.
Yeah, we sent, that's where the other part of our team just went. They went over to that meeting.
What time is it?
I don't know. I think it's like 3:30.
We'll have to come back after.
Well, and why? If you look,
Because the marsh is right
look
here.
is back there, yeah.
I see him.
Those dudes are chilling right there to our right.
There's no way we can get around that. I see it continue for a while.
They're looking right at us,
Yeah, they're
too.
looking right at us.
Why don't we, want to try this again? Another nighttime?
Yeah.
Or let's just fucking to completion.
No. We'll come back after. Not right now.
We gotta get to that meeting.
Because they're
Yeah,
calling
true.
right now and they're probably calling the cops, so.
Yep.
We have permission from...
Arrested, so.
Not yet, anyways.
Let's not. That's gonna take the road.
Alright.
Oh, it's hot as hell in this respirator.
That's
Oh, it smells like shit though.
So do any of y'all have experience with the BP spill?
You have experience.
Alright, I'd love to get some of your testimony too, having been through something like this before. Not familiar. I might have seen. She's the one that had the store video.
All right, so we're out of the danger zone for the moment. There's security everywhere.
So where are y'all from?
What?
Where are you guys from?
Lauren and I are from originally from New York, but right now we're based out of Texas. We're with the Tar Sands Blockade.
Yeah.
So we've been doing some work with them, and we got out there on like the 29th, and pretty much the second we got there, this happened, and we're like, all right, time to go. We were in Texas for I think 2 days, and we'd never been out to Texas or Arkansas for that matter. So,
This hits way home. I mean, we got all that hydrofracking out here, and that's
oh yeah, that's big in New York too right now. It's not something I am very happy about.
Well, you got Greenbrier over here, which is where they film part of Gasland.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The Pink Sky. Alyssa, wasn't the Pink Sky filmed out here for Gasland?
No, that was in New York.
Was it?
Direct Action versus.
What part had Greenbrier in it, though?
That's in Gasland 2.
Okay.
It's about to come out.
I didn't know there was a second one. Wow. Right on.
That's awesome.
Gasland 2 comes out debuting at the Tribex Film.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Maybe some of the bourgeoisie will get involved.
I hope so.
Yoko Ono's already started.
She has her hands in everything.
We have experience with Occupy. That's kind of what we
Yeah.
originated out of.
Oh, totally. I occupied here, man.
Yeah.
And then I had
Awesome.
and then I had my stepsister went up to New York, and then a couple of our big, really dedicated folks from down here, they went up to New York, and they haven't been back since. They've just been still occupying up there. So
Wow.
we get updates to Occupy Arkansas every now and again. About what's
Badass.
going on, so.
Yeah, actually, we the allies that we're staying with in Little Rock, they're the parents of
Okay.
a fella who's involved with Occupy Arkansas.
Okay.
So we really just lucked out. We were prepared to like tent in the park. So they've taken us into our home, and they've been such gracious and generous individuals. So it's been really great to have a home base to go back to after this. It's been just such a wear and tear on the emotions and.
Absolutely, dude. I was so fucking angry on Thursday. I didn't even know what to do.
We were all sitting at the camp we have in Texas, you know, and we're all sitting around and we hear about the spill, and we tried to organize a team to come out here as soon as possible. So it was, we just felt compelled, and this is kind of our first
Love you
stage
too, Chris.
of trying to do the independent media coverage of it and expand the awareness of our cause and the community outrage, you know, that's not really getting.
Wow, really? 3 years?
So,
Yeah.
And it's still killing marine life?
Been out here, and the residents are so helpful.
When were these people going to learn? I'm really, and I use people, the term people, very loosely.
No one's been out here to ask them, you know?
is not a shy community. That's what I really like. Most people are really vocal, and that's it's great. It makes our job easier.
Yeah, he warned everyone over there.
So he turned on his airboat, so that's how they're warning.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing sounds like super big.
Yeah.
One thing I'll tell you to look for around here is any kind of chemical tanks or storage that has an identification number. It's a 4-letter identification number called a UN number. And what that does means it's regulated by the Department of Transportation. Take that 4-number UN number and you can look it up online. And it'll tell you what's in the container.
Really?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm concerned that they're using dispersants because I've been hearing about it.
Well, Drew was telling us about these tanks that they are using to store all the dirt they're excavating.
Yeah. The storage bins, the green ones are frac tanks that store and produce water. The blue tanks, trucks, I have no idea. They look really creepy.
We saw military personnel too, a bunch of military personnel. Have y'all seen any of that?
Where
Right on the interstate where we're banned from going, there was a bunch of really weird military army trucks there, and a bunch of army personnel.
They just looked like, they look like some version of a Humvee.
Well, this whole area over here is Camp Robbie. This is Army training over here.
Well, that's what we've heard, but they were actually at like where they were working, so that's why I was wondering what was going on. Yeah. That's what I figured too, because Exxon has pretty much instilled a police state in Mayflower, from what I've gathered. You know, it's ridiculous.
Well, that lady they own people's property. When
Yeah.
They don't. I mean.
Yeah, that's martial law type talk.
The Green Wire news media, she tried to go get information from Incident Command. She thought she could just walk in and ask somebody for contact information. Well, they pretty much threatened her with arrest
For walking in?
for walking in the command center.
For walking in the command center, which is exactly what we were told to do when we first got here.
Right.
Wow. So threatened with arrest for just walking into the community center to ask for contact information.
So they're
Doesn't
bad.
sound like the command center is doing what it's designed to do, or at least what they're telling us.
Well, no, it's designed to keep people out and in the dark.
So I was just chatting with you back there about your experience with the BP spill. If you want to just kind of give us a brief idea of your experience with that.
My brother got married on April 24th. I started working 12-hour days just 2 days after that. So after that happened and I found out, my hometown's Pensacola, Florida. So I was like, what the hell? What are they doing? And managed to hitch a ride with some people and stay down in Plaquemines Parish for about 4.5, 5 months. And they were still spraying dispersant. They're still spraying dispersant.
Still to this day, it's still leaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just told there was an article on that the other day that it's still leaking and that it's still killing marine life, and it's 3 years.
The dolphin death, the death rate of dolphins have increased 12 to 20-fold. It's a lot of it's unfortunately baby dolphins. Mothers aren't able to carry them to full term. And what we're seeing in the dolphins is also what we heard about during the spill on people. So there was a big problem with people during the spill not being able to carry their baby to full term.
I was just talking to a resident, John Garrett, who lives on Dam Road here, and him and his wife are trying to have a baby, and he's very concerned about the future of
Same
that.
chemicals that cause a lot of problems, except for formerly caught beer.
Yes, the tar sands.
Bad.
It's a whole other level
Of monster.
that. Yeah, and we're seeing. Exxon keeps going back and forth about whether it's tar sands, whether it's just crude
Here's
oil.
the information. It's oil. And the story, period, no, there's no two ways about it. It's oil. The only thing that's different is it's diluted with solvent, so it doesn't become solvent.
We'll be fine.
The fact that they're trying to rearrange the wording of the name is only because if it's diluted butane, they don't have to pay into the oil spill liability.
Yep, and that's what we've heard.
But TransCanada uses the opposite argument when it comes to eminent domain.
With the Keystone XL
With the
pipeline.
Keystone XL pipeline, they have been claiming that it is in fact oil, and that this is for the common good, so that gives them the right to take people's homes, which they have been doing against these homeowners' will, and building this pipeline, which is
No, that's it. Thank
almost
you.
halfway done with construction. And the tar sands blockade is a group of activists that got really fed up.
We have a
and
Twitter
said,
that we use
"We gotta
too,
lock down,
if
we
you're
gotta put
interested in
our
putting that on there.
line."
You guys have been the reason why it's stopped. And
Yeah, it's on the
law
front.
is stopped. They've taken a second look.
All right. JAK.
Yeah.
Underscore NLAUREN.
In. Oh, it's all caps.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about the caps thing.
Channel and our Twitter, we've been also using the Keystone XL blockade website, the Twitter for that, and kind of just doing a back and forth, kind of trying to cross network. And yeah, I mean, you know, we're trying to. It's a slippery
Awesome.
slope right there.
Yep.
We've been trying to do a whole bunch of things at once. We've been
Right.
trying to develop an indie media team that can go in as this is happening, almost like a first responder, and get testimonies, get truth. You know, try to combat the fact that the media only listens to the higher ups and won't go into the red zones.
And we have no rules.
And we have no rules, so we have no bosses, so we do what we want.
Yep.
And they can threaten us with arrest, and we
Gotta go.
say, we've been ready to be arrested since we got here.
Yeah, I know.
We've been prepared, and, you know, considering bail and all those kinds of things, we were ready to do whatever it took to get this on.
Yeah, we didn't know what we were walking into, but I mean, I think all of us coming up here today were absolutely ready.
So late.
We were hoping people would be civil and that this would be, you know, this is a human issue, this is a community issue in an Arkansas issue. We were hoping that people would allow us to find our own information if they're not going to give it to us. But I mean, either way, if they were gonna haul us down, we were gonna go.
Because it's a federal agency.
Right on.
So there's EPA and U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services.
But there's enough game wardens out
No.
here.
The way it works federally is that EPA has different regions, and Region 6, which is what we're in, also covers Texas. And a lot of the basis of EPA and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is in Texas. So they have to come up here because there's far more activity in Texas than there is here. And it's a lot easier when it's a bigger city.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And,
So they'll come up this way.
and there was
Kinda sketchy,
just a
though.
spill in Houston.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which
And-
we-
Another tar sand spill.
Yep.
And it totally polluted a bayou, like
Yep.
completely covered it.
And
there's been
one in New Orleans.
With Shell?
Exxon.
No,
Well,
Exxon.
Shell is in Houston. Exxon was in New
there was a
Orleans.
chemical plant leak.
Yep.
This last 2 weeks, we've seen a huge spike
Fracking
in
explosions.
activity. It's really insane.
This goes all the way down to Hot Springs. The chief of my probation officer said that.
Yeah.
It goes to her yard.
Yeah.
And she was all
Well,
pissed.
this pipeline used to run under Lake Mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
but
is
it's
all-
still
Which is
It's
the water-
running through the aquifer. I mean, the
it's right-
watershed.
It's
Yeah.
600 feet from Lake Maumelle, and I was talking to a couple of my professors, and they're very concerned because if there's a spill there, they have some.
That's
They've
all
been
our
doing
water.
some drills and stuff with it for a while. Somebody was very like, "Hey, we need to do this," and he wouldn't let it go until they started doing drills with Boone. But they're not very good at it, and these are just volunteers, and they don't know that they need to be wearing respirators. Latex gloves don't work. You have to wear nitrile gloves. You have to wear like these are oil-resistant boots. I mean, you have to know this, like a HAZWOPER class. If you don't have a HAZWOPER class, that's why they don't let you in a lot of places. But a lot of people don't understand how incredibly toxic this is. This is super toxic. This is like I've seen people during BP. I saw people bleeding from their nose and their ears and their pores, just blood just coming out of their pores, and that's because it was super contaminated, and they haven't been able to escape it, and they still haven't been able to escape it. They're still suffering down there. They still haven't been able to get any money. BP's giving them the runaround. They got maybe 10% of what they were supposed to get, so they're having a hard time keeping up their shrimp business, their crab business. It's not good. And luckily, nobody makes a living off of the water, but people live here. And the spike in sickness is going to keep going until Department of Health has to do an investigation.
The community here really loves their wildlife. There's a lot of fishing, a lot of duck hunting. People eat the fish that they catch out of the lake, and people are devastated, you know. And I
Don't want to eat the fish anymore.
And I mentioned, what is this going to do to all the bait shops? What is this going to do to that whole aspect? It's all. This is a huge ripple effect, and Exxon cannot begin to.
Well, they've done this
cover.
before.
They have, and they
been through
reduce
this
it to an
before.
inconvenience, which
Right.
is so.
Which they said in their newsletter. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Did you notice in their newsletter how they had a picture of a worker with no mask on?
Yes, it's because
No hazmat gear.
It's because they set their alert levels at 50 parts per million for volatiles instead of 5, which is where it's supposed to be. And their alert levels are at 100. instead of 10 where it's supposed to be.
Which
Until they get around it.
Which is why none of the workers are wearing
That's right.
masks.
That's right.
Well, you come at midnight, the whole show changes. They're all
Yeah.
in biosuits at
Yeah.
night.
Yeah,
We've
but
seen them
they
in
won't want
hazmat
the public
gear
to
right
see the
by
hazmat
by
gear.
the Subway
Guys in the
restaurant.
dark.
We got some shots over there. And we've also, I don't know if you guys saw, they're hanging these tanks off of the road signs.
Yeah.
I think
on
they're
the
air
back.
readers, air toxicity
Yeah.
level readers.
And yeah, I mean the residents are all complaining about the smell, and they keep releasing.
And a lot of them are
statements
sick.
That
A lot of
this
people
is
we've
not
talked to are
happening,
sick.
and so that's why we have to do this.
Base
you know?
level, everyone we've talked to has said that they've experienced a headache at some point.
Well, and they're not doing the air test at night.
Yeah.
Which is when they're spraying all that shit.
Yeah.
So question, are y'all coming back here?
Yeah.
Like after the meeting?
Probably.
Would you want to give us a ring? We'd love to tag along if that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys coming to the meeting? Or you guys are hanging out here?
We were gonna just do some interviews because half of our team went to the meeting.
Okay.
Well,
we know that there's a guy down
Actually,
this
they
road.
took the car.
There's a couple of people. I think Drew sent you their addresses.
Yep.
And they are totally willing to talk. They
we talked to one of them. We got to talk to the other. But when y'all are coming back, if Drew, you want to give us a call, we'd love to just do some.
Do we have contacts for other residents to go visit?
Yeah.
Right now? Okay.
Okay. So I guess we'll split up now, and we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much. That was great information.
See you in a couple hours.
All right,
Yeah.
no problem.
Right on. We'll see you when you get back. All right, so that was a badass environmental team that we were able to link up with.
Yeah, that was some great information, particularly one individual who has first-hand experience with the BP oil spill and just how incredibly toxic what we're dealing with is, and that most people don't even have the proper gear to deal with it, because when you downplay the effects, you're going to downplay the gear and the level of protection that you really need. The fact that the workers out here are not wearing masks, they might not have the proper gloves, latex gloves don't cut it, you need oil-resistant boots. This is all the kind of stuff that, at least if nothing else, these workers who are getting paid to deal with this in their faces should have on them, and we're not seeing a lot of that. All the workers are going around without masks. We don't know what kind of gloves or boots they're wearing. They do have some suits, but again, this material, if it gets anywhere on your skin, really, really bad. We've seen what it's doing to the wildlife. Can only imagine what it does to humans. And the testimony about what it did to residents along the Florida coastline is really scary stuff. Bleeding from your pores, not something I think any of us want to experience. So, yeah, this is serious, and people need to understand that this is going to continue to happen, and this could easily wipe out all the life as we know it. And companies like Exxon are going to continue to deny and feed us little tidbits of information when they're forced to do so. And in the local paper today, we also saw a few interesting headlines. The water officials of Central Arkansas are advocating for a draft resolution to move the pipeline that is currently running through the local watershed away from the watershed. And that, to me, is a really bad idea. And so residents here have echoed that trying to move a pipeline that is already very old, and also trying to move it safely without spilling and reinstall it without spilling and ensure that it will not spill after the installation. These are all the kind of precautions that I don't even know if water officials are taking into consideration. I think the best bet would be to shut this thing down, to completely shut down any oil running into this pipeline and remove it carefully over time when it is completely exhausted of oil residue. This is 400,000 people's water, and this is serious, and this ecosystem is permanently destroyed. And I see tears in people's eyes as they talk about how depressing and how sad it is to lose what made this community worth moving to and worth buying a house on, to see this lake, to fish, to be able to enjoy the birds singing, the geese coming by, the beavers swimming in the morning, and just being able to ride your boat out with your dog and enjoy a good, beautiful day on the lake is never going to be the same again. And so I think that we're going to continue on. We're going to try to talk to some more residents, get some more testimonies. That is what the community wants. That's what they need. Their voices are not being heard, and we're hearing that again and again. So we're going to keep on and see who we run into. All right, guys? Thank you so much, everybody, for watching and helping us get this out and supporting our channel and supporting our Twitter. It has been amazing to see the response. It has been amazing to see the followers jump up as quickly as they can. I can't tell you how great that makes us feel to know more and more people are seeing this and are experiencing what we're trying to reveal and are hearing the testimonies and are getting the information that's vital. So I can't thank you enough, guys. You've been fantastic. Love y'all.
Y'all, we've adopted that word. So I just wanted to add a few things before we go down for a moment. The environmental team that we were just with went off to the community meeting. Lauren and I stayed behind. Half of our team, the other part of our team, also went to that meeting. We're going to get some more interviews. We're not going to live stream them, though. We're going to be doing shooting in HD and then uploading them tonight to the channel. We've already got a few that we have to upload. So by the end of the day, hopefully we'll have a lengthy amount of interviews. We'll probably be doing some live stuff when the environmental team comes back, probably around 5:30 or so, 6 o'clock. We were planning on leaving tomorrow, but it's seeming like we're going to be out here for a little bit longer than that, and I'm kind of excited about that. Yes, thank you all for all the love and support. We really appreciate it. The more people that know what we're doing and what we're covering, the more people that know the story and know the truth and know what's going on. So it's really important. And I just wanted to add, if anybody isn't following us already on Twitter, we really appreciate it. You can follow us at JAK_NLAUREN. Again, that's at JAK_NLAUREN. JNL is a completely crowdfunded channel and operation that Lauren and I started back in August, I believe, around the 1-year anniversary of Occupy DC. Since then, we've kind of been stepping up our level of journalism. We got a little tired of covering just the marches, and while they are fun and we love covering them, you know, we really wanted to get an investigative aspect to this, and I think that's what we've learned between the East Flatbush coverage that we did of Kamani Gray, rest in peace, and the coverage we're doing here now of the Exxon oil spill that no mainstream seems to be doing because they have to follow the rules, and we have no rules, and we have no bosses, and we take no orders, and it's really nice to just be like, well, MSM, you could sit in your little corner where the police state of Exxon has put you, and we'll go do your job for you, and we're not even getting paid. So if anybody can contribute to our WePay, we greatly appreciate it. There are a few pieces of equipment that we're looking at getting. One of them that we really need is a police state and tar sands proof case for the phone. That's how we do all of our live streaming and HD recording. I think it's a military grade case, runs about $80 to $100. Along with travel expenses, which is the only other thing that the WePay goes to. Our living expenses are taken care of. Lauren and I do not get paid to do this, and we do not want to get paid to do this. We just are trying to get funding for the channel itself so we can continue our work, do a bit of traveling around and covering other things and doing some more ninja media, as we like to call it. As y'all know, there's been a lot of spills and fracking explosions and craziness going on all over the country, train derailments in Canada. The past couple weeks, this past month has been insane, and we really want to be able to try and get to those and do some more digging and ninja media. And any contribution really helps. $1, penny, $1 million. But it's WePay.com/donations/JNL_live_1. Again, that's WePay.com/donations/JNL_live_1, and that is the number one. All donations go straight to travel expenses and equipment, and allowing us to do our ninja media thing. So thank you all so much. We appreciate all the love and the support. We're going to keep bringing you the truth, whether we get funding or not, and to the best of our abilities. Funding just makes it a little easier. We love you, and we'll be seeing you in a little bit. We're going to do some more interviews. We'll be live tweeting still. And if you're not, check out the KXL Blockade account on Twitter. It's at KXL Blockade, I believe, if you're not following them already. We're doing a lot of work with some of the blockaders, and they're a bunch of badasses. You can check out tarsandsblockade.org. That's the website, and Tarsands Blockade on Facebook. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you a little bit later. Love you.